Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel and this is Conditional Events. In the previous video, I showed you the basic usage of conditional events. In this video, I'm going to show you about the operation field. This field is only available when you select function that does not return booleans. In this case, in this example, I'm going to show you how to handle string return values. So for strings, the operations available are is null, equals, is null or empty, is null right space, if string contains another string, starts with another string, ends with another string. There's this operation argument right here, which is only available for the operation field. Now for this case, I'm going to hit play. And if I trigger this event, I'm going to return false because this value is not null. It's returning a value. It is not return null. But if I select the logical not, the checkbox right here, it's gonna check if the test string true is not null, and it's true. Now let's see another operation. If this the return value for this function is equals to another value, you can inform right here the argument. In this case, it's returning exactly true. So if I trigger the event, it's going to return true. If I change the value like this, let's just clear this, and I'm again. The result is false because the lowercase true is not equals to this uppercase, the first letter as uppercase, and true with this value right here. So let's just say false. The result is false. If I check the logical not, I'm basically saying if test string true is not equals to this value right here. And it's going to return true because the true string is not equals to false string. Now let's just select another here, test int. It has an argument of type int, which is being returned by the function. So in this case, the operations for the return value of int are right here. Greater, greater or equals, less, less or equals, even, odd, it's multiple of. So let's just say that this value, like 5, I'm checking if this value, which is being returned by the function, is equals to like 10. It's going to return false. Let's change to 5 and true. So basically, I'm saying that. Just this paste. For this case, I'm saying basically this. Test int 5, which is being informed right here, is equals to 5. So the equals, which is right here, and the 5. I'm doing this basically. Another possibility, it's the array and lists. For this case, I'm going to show you the string array. So let's just add 2, test 1, test 2. Now I'm going to check if the result of this function, which is array of strings, is null, and it's going to return false. Now if it's equals to another array, oh, false again. Now let's just test 1, test 3. It's not equals, false. 2. Now the result is going to be true. see if this array is empty. In this case, it's false because there are two elements. Let's see, size equal to 2, since there are two elements. 3, it's going to return false. Size greater than 1, it's going to return true. Greater than 2, false. Greater or equal to, true. True again. Less or equal, let's see, 3. It's true. Now, true again. If this array contains a specific element, in this case, it's going to return true. If I change this to something like this, test, false, because this string is not in the array. Contains collection. This is like a sub collection. So if I do something like this, true, like this, true again. Another possibility, it's the layer mask. The layer mask, you can check like 3 layers, and the operations available are only is null and equals. For this case, if I select is null, it's going to return false because this value is being returned by the function. So let's just select equals and see if it's false. Now let's select the same layers and true. False, because it's not equals. Another possibility is the layer. In this case, it's presented as a int, but it's this layers right here. But we can present this value as a layer field. And for this, all you have to do is you add the conditional events namespace, which is the namespace for this asset. And let's go to layer here, layer. I'm using this function right here, which has an argument. Now I'm gonna for the result, the layer presented is going to be transfer fx as default. And for the argument, it's going to be ignore raycast. If you do not inform, the default layer is the default. And as you can see, now it's presented as a layer. Let me just select again. Here, see? The ignore raycast for the argument and transfer fx for the result, for the return value. So if you want to check if this layer for this argument is equals to another argument, transfer fx. For this case, it's going to return false. If I select the ignore raycast, true. Using layers like this becomes easier instead of just checking the value and the layer. Now there's another possibility, which is the Where is it? Int slider and this slider here. Now you can present both of these fields as a slider for ints and for floats. For this, you're gonna have to find the, where is it? Test layer mask. Okay, here. There you go. Now, this is an attribute which turns the result into a slider, and you can use it for arguments. Now let's just select the function again, int slider and slider. And there you go. I'm gonna check if this value right here, which is being returned by the function, is equals to this value right here. And the same thing for this, both these values. Result's gonna be false, because 5 is not equals to 7, and return false. So in this case, since the conditional logical AND is selected, the second operand, which is this condition right here, is not evaluated because the first condition returned false. So false and anything else results to false. So let's just say that a conditional logical OR is still false. Both are false, but I am evaluating both conditions. So let's just say that 7 and let's just 5 return true, because both conditions return true. So the whole conditional event returns true. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to add events in runtime, just like Unity events. I hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya.